Hello everybody, I'm on the monkey bus to Swansea. I've not tried doing this before with plenty of the regulars.
Brave man.
I'm with Steve Armstrong. Steve is a regular host on the United We Stand podcast. Please send any questions through. I can see them on the screen. We've had a load sent in through already. We're about half an hour, 40 minutes away from Swansea. We all look knackered because we all are knackered. I woke up at 5 this morning after about 4 hours sleep. But we left quite late actually. We left Manchester at 6:45, and Chorlton Street was a bit of a sight. Saw a fight kicking off. I saw some Hajduk Split fans. I can see you all starting to tune in now, so I'll send the questions through. And if it cuts out, that's because we're on a motorway and mobile reception's dip in and out. Everyone's feeling really optimistic about the game. I don't think anyone thinks that United are gonna not win. We've had some good moments at Swansea and some pretty bad ones as well. The highlight's probably the 4 goals with David Moyes, the first game of the 13-14
He didn't know
season.
what he was doing though, did he?
David didn't know what he was doing. Some nice objectivity. Hold that a second, we're really professional here. We've got to stop it.
Stay there.
We're really professional broadcasters, us, and I just try to stop a coffee falling down underneath. There's Steve Black. Stephen, how are you doing?
I'm not the one that answered questions before.
Yeah, you are.
How will United do today?
It's not going to be a good season. I can't see us winning at all. I can't see us getting another point now. I think we're going to struggle.
People are up for it. Whoever sent that first question through there, please send it again. I've got some questions. Right, the first question is, and can I just say before I do this, if you're under 18, there might be some explicit language, so I do apologise for that. That's your fault rather than mine. I'm sensible. First question, would you rather watch your mum and dad have sex every day for the rest of your life, or join in once and never see it again?
I got to answer that.
Well, my parents are separated. They're not shy about talking about sex. Well, my dad's not. But
I'd probably reckon. Well, given that my mum died last year, I reckon the last one's out. So I reckon the joining in bit ain't happening. So yeah, I'd probably have to say the first one.
I do apologise if anyone was offended. Next question is, when did the first bus originate? Well, in the summer of 1991, United We Stand and Red Issue felt that match-going fans weren't being particularly well served by some of the coach options, so we started running the bus. The first game was to Villa away. And it was a 7:30 kick-off. We left Manchester at 5:30. The coach broke down. We had a pretty bad start, but 26 years later the bus is still going. Steve's one of the main regular lads on here. How'd you corral these? How'd you herd this group of cats together to get any sense out of it?
It's mainly regulars in it, so they know the drill, they know the score, they know the script and everything, so they're pretty well versed in it all, so it doesn't require too much. That's the thing, it's the trust bit. Everybody trusts each other and everybody knows how to behave, what to do in every eventuality, so it's never any drama. I mean, you don't have longevity like this, I think 27 years?
Yeah.
You don't have 27 years, 27 seasons of longevity if you're not surrounded by people who know what they're doing.
So we're in between Cardiff and Swansea now. Phil Neville drove past us earlier. He was on his way down to Manchester. Next question is from Darren Lawrence. What do you see Herrera's role being this season? And please tell me, does the sound, is it okay? Can you hear it? Because we're just doing this live and we don't know if you can hear it or not. Herrera,
he'll carry on getting in. That's what he's absolutely brilliant at. The best attribute is that he gets United, just like Ashley Young. So
I sense a hint of sarcasm there.
He'll carry on being the best at getting United all season.
All right. Well, I know Ander, and I know he's happy to play 6, 8, or 10.
Exactly.
I don't think he is Tony Cruz class midfielder. I'm not going to big him up and say he is. I thought he had a great game against Chelsea last season in the league. I don't think he should have been made Player of the Year. I think he's a very good player. Is he good enough to play in a top Manchester United team that's going for league titles and European Cups? I think he's got to prove that. He's a great lad.
He'll in a season where you're playing and hoping to go long in more than a couple of cup competitions and be competitive in the league come the start of May, he'll play 30 plus games in that season. So would I start with him every week? If you say pick your best United team, would he be in it? Probably not now, but he'll play 30 odd games and be a massively important player in the whole squad, and that's why it's a squad game now. So yeah,
and he's a popular lad. I'm not sponsored by this coffee company, by the way. Just say that. No Lord's timepieces. Who normally blocks the toilet first on the monkey bus is the next question. People are actually volunteering to say that they block. Excuse me, have you got a problem with your toilet usage at the moment?
Yeah, I'll take it.
I've got to check my prostate in a while.
Are you on Imodium? Seriously?
No, I'm not the one who blocked that.
Oh, right. Someone.
Can I just say there's certain things that you're not allowed to do in there, and
what?
Ketamine?
Well, you can't have shit in there for one.
Really?
No.
You're not allowed a number 2 on the toilet?
No. If you do, you'll either be thrown off, or if it comes back to us after the game, then stick record Steve and make sure that you never get on here again. So yeah, that's just a no-no. There was one time where it did get blocked just by the sheer volume of piss and toilet roll that was going in it, and the driver or the other driver managed to, while we were still going, he managed to empty it while still in transit, and there was can't remember what type of car it was, but there was a car with its roof down behind us who got splattered in all kinds of stuff, which was quite funny. But yeah, no, it never gets blocked.
More questions coming in. Say hello to Chris on the seat in front. How's that for live broadcasting? There's quite a few people from all different ages. I might walk around the bus in a second. We've got Luca at the front, who I think is 10 years old. Someone said, do you think United's transfer business is finished? I think there will be more movement before the end of the transfer window. That's my
Any spares? Yeah.
Any spare tickets? Asked someone. Are there any?
There were before.
There was before, yeah.
But obviously, if anyone from Manchester United's watching, we always send them back to the club as per the normal policies and procedures.
Yes. We don't help each other out for face value at all,
no.
And look after each other if there's a spare ticket.
Absolutely.
Next question is for Neil. Neil, come here.
Hey, Ned, you've got a question in.
Neil had a really bad deal going to the Super Cup, to the Europa League final in Stockholm. He got delayed. Come here. And he complained, and he got £16 in compensation. He also fancies Holly Valance. The question for him is, how many continuous days running would you need to spend travelling with Thomas Cook for a night with Holly Valance?
I'd spend as many as it took. There is nothing I wouldn't do for a night with Holly Valance.
Really?
Absolutely. Anything you ask, anything you could possibly suggest, bar wearing
you just fancy more than any girl in the world?
There's no one even close to her.
We've just travelled through Herefordshire, where Elizabeth Hurley often posts pictures of herself in a bikini.
Vastly overrated.
And he's saying she's vastly overrated. Clearly,
overrated.
There are some people on this bus talking nonsense like this man here.
You like her, don't you?
How can you not like her? She's absolutely stunning. She's 53 years old.
I honestly think she's the most overrated girl I've ever seen in my life.
She's fitter than Holly. This isn't descending into an argument over who's fitter over Elizabeth Hurley and Holly Valance, but Hurley pisses it. Next question. Ask Neil if he'd get bummed by a horse in return for a night with Holly Valance. We'll get back.
100%.
You would?
Yeah, absolutely.
You'd let a horse bum you?
Is it a racehorse or a normal horse?
Both.
Right, okay.
Is that a genuine question?
Yeah, you just saw it come up on the screen there. You'd let a horse bum you?
Yeah. How would you arouse the horse before it bummed you?
We're going back to football in a minute. We are going back to football.
See, it's down to the horse to arouse me. I'm not the one leading
Hold that.
this thing.
With this cannot carry on like this. I'm going to walk around the coach and speak to sane people.
Any more Holly Valance questions?
No more Holly Valance questions. So this is the bus. These are the lads.
Get me.
All on the way down to Swansea, having a nice time, all having a glass of water. Who's going to win today?
United!
United! United! United! United! United! Swansea! 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 Swansea!
Salesman!
So we'll walk down here. You can see people down here.
Bonjour!
Bonjour. Score predictions today?
3-1
To Swansea, that's out of order. United are playing well.
for Newcastle.
I'm going to go right to the front of the bus. Let's see now. Blackie, how are you feeling about this season?
Incredibly optimistic, I would say.
Okay.
I think it looks really good.
Yeah.
I think joking apart, I don't think we was looking at 3 or 4 transfer windows. I think we're strong enough to come a good second. I think if anybody who's above us does slip up, I think we can be in a good place. I think if we can bully the teams that we drew against last year,
Yeah.
I think what we can then do is it'll go to the head-to-heads, and if, say, City drop points against the top clubs and Marino gets his plans right, we could be very close.
Luca?
And a good strong second.
How are United doing this season?
I think we'll do very well. I think we'll come first.
How old are you?
11.
You're a very lucky lad, going to away games, age 11, so these are the people. Can we have some score predictions, please, for United Swansea? That's all we want. Score prediction. Take your time.
2-1.
2-1, 2-1.
3-0.
2-0. 2-0.
3-1.
3-0.
6-5.
3-1. 4-0.
People sleeping. Rick?
3-0.
3-0 to United. United need to bring anyone in?
Yeah. Big enough.
Which position?
Need some more goals. So probably, somebody who can play out wide but score a few goals, I think.
This is the first away trip of a long season. You've been doing it for years. You still have the same enthusiasm for it?
Yeah. Yeah, it takes a little while to get going, but yeah.
And we had a good run down today, haven't we? So we're on some more predictions for the game of day.
Definitely 4-0 today.
Definitely 4-0. How can you be so definite about it?
Confidence. After last week, I'm confident.
With the lad. 4-0.
7-1.
0-0.
4-0.
Score prediction, Kenny.
3-0.
2-0. 3-0 because I've had a bet on it.
3-0 Lukaku first goal.
3-0's looking good.
2-0. Score prediction for the game.
2-0 United.
4-0. Get on it. 4-0. Get on
Right,
it.
the optimism here is absolutely staggering. Webby, nice to see you, mate. How are you feeling about this season?
Only early, but we're looking a lot. Well, against West Ham, we look well.
Yeah.
So I'm happy.
Matic seemed to make a very good first impression.
He's been there for years, hasn't he? Great player. So never any doubt in my eyes. You know what I mean? Classic player. Not become a bad player overnight.
Who's going to be champions this year?
I hate to say it, and when the finish above City,
Right.
I win the league. Bills.
Yeah,
Bills.
honestly.
Yeah.
Score prediction.
It'll be 3-0.
3-0.
3-0.
Can you talk us through Swansea's likely tactics today?
Defend, and fucking hold on for fuck.
Score prediction.
3 or 4-0. 3-1.
4-0. Same last week.
3-1.
Right, well, we'll go to Swansea. I was going to ask people to say anything that we didn't know about Swansea. Second biggest city in Wales, famous for Dylan Thomas. Catherine Zeta-Jones. You got the Gower Peninsula nearby, which is beautiful. Swansea's a great football club. United played him in '81 and then not again until they came back up. Dylan Thomas described it. I think it was a lovely, ugly. I've got it completely wrong, but it's not a pretty city, but the people are decent. And after that Moyes game, the 4-1, we had a night out there on Wynn Street, and it was an eye opener. I'm telling you, it was like the big market in Newcastle. But there were a lot of United fans out that night. We didn't have any problems. I share the optimism of the people on this bus. I think we've started the season well. But when United played here a couple of years ago, when Romero had probably had his only bad game, I was also optimistic. How are you feeling about the season with United?
Looking forward to it, I am.
Yeah?
Yeah, I thought after last season, if we cut out the draws, get a decent run at Old Trafford. I think we'll do well. Take your chances. We'll score goals this season. We'll be sound.
What's the capital of Kazakhstan?
I ain't got a fucking clue.
Score prediction.
3-0.
So you can see if you've got any questions, please send them. They'll come up on the screen. I'm going to have about another 10 minutes speaking on here.
I've got one,
And go on, ask questions about football. That's not a problem. About United. Right. You can't ask questions. Go on then. Question from behind.
He wants to know how overrated is Lizard.
No, we're not talking about Liz Early. We're talking about Manchester United now because we've had too much about Liz Early and Holly Valance. We're about 20 minutes outside now. The Liberty Stadium holds 20,000, so it's the second smallest stadium in the Premier League. Bournemouth's the smallest. The Denton Reds say hello to Steve B and Ryan, so people are obviously seeing people who they know on here. Vetchfield, Swansea's old ground by a prison, was full of character, falling apart, really decrepit place. And I came here in 2008. I travelled with Cardiff's hooligans to write an article about the Swansea. My wife sent me a message, can you buy me a red magazine please? I had no idea that my wife would be watching this, but at least she wants a red magazine. And Swansea had just avoided relegation to non-league football, and so for them now to be an established Premier League team selling a player for £45 million shows a huge amount of progress. They've done it playing good football for the most part. Brendan Rodgers was very good here. I'll get hammered for opinions like that with the people surrounding me, but Brendan Rodgers showed great character. Roberto Martinez did very well here and he moved on to Wigan. They got a lot of good Spanish players. Someone's trying to arrange a fight with Arsenal Fan TV. So it's starting to get going a little bit here. I'm told it's a bad reception. And please send some more questions through. I'm just getting notes here saying that there's a bad connection. I think they're going deeper into Wales, but Swansea should have a decent connection. And then I'm going back to Spain after the game because I've got to cover the Barcelona game tomorrow, but this bus will get back to Manchester. It's a long day, it's probably 6 hours each way. Getting slated for having a beard here. I'm not going to shave it off until United lose a game. What's the best away day, says Rory Woodward. What's the best away day? I think that's a great question.
Brighton over Albion. Palace.
Right. Right. I want a 1 or 2 word answer. What is the best domestic away game?
Liverpool.
First away game.
The what? The first one?
This is my first one.
Palace on a Wednesday night. Barnsley midweek.
Stephen, best away game? Best domestic away game?
By a country mile, Fulham.
Fulham? They're not even in the Premier League.
Still the best way. Best stadium, best allocation.
Great part of London.
Long 4-5 hour bus. Great part of London. Loads of boozers. Absolutely top day out.
And Liz Early lives around the corner.
Is that right? You've got to think about it.
Alright, no more.
I reckon if you ask that of the proper hardcore away support of any football club that's in the north, they'll also say Fulham.
Best away game? Best domestic away game?
Southampton.
Really?
Yeah, in the country, Fulham. In the current Premier League, Southampton.
Sunday afternoon.
Yeah. I'll go with the masses. I'm going to go with the masses.
These answers are defying logic and convention. I think it's because they want to spend more time on this bus.
Crystal Palace.
Do you know what, Blackburn?
Anfield when you win.
The longer the trip, the better. They're all really excited that Brighton came up. They'd rather that than your Blackburn, Wigan, Bolton.
Some more excited. I'm feeling like an rage or something.
It's been going for 19 minutes now. Do another 5 minutes. If you have any questions, please send them through and we can see them on there. What's your favourite United song? I'm going to ask 10 of you your favourite United song. Favourite United song? Johnny Lindelof.
Johnny Lindelof.
Go on then, sing it.
I'm not singing anything.
Johnny Lindelof. Johnny Lindelof. Johnny Lindelof.
So the story behind that is one of the lads posted on Twitter the new Johnny Lindelof song to the final countdown. and loads of people believed him and said that's not his name. He's called Victor, and it was very funny. Favourite United song?
Viva Ronaldo! Ronaldo! Viva Ronaldo!
Make it like Cristiano.
Running down the wing, United sing, Viva Ronaldo!
Right.
Everyone and every man, join the marijuana block. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Everyone and every man, join the marijuana block.
Subscribe to this channel, by the way.
Here come the hot stepper. Hear the lyrical gangster. Excuse me, Mr. Officer.
I cannot believe what I'm listening to here. I thought I knew Manchester United fans quite well, given that I've done United Weeks. I mean, they're singing about Van Gaal, Fellaini. I think.
Where's Pete Boyle?
Go on, that was a great song. Who was singing that one?
Set free, and everyone will know just who we are. When we sing Jason Arsenal, United, Man United. We're the boys in red and we're on our way to Wembley.
So we're going past the Giant. Still works at Port Talbot now. We're really close to, and
sure to be a blue.
how are United going to do in the Champions League? Serious question by Simon Carey. I think they'll do well. Someone shouted quarter-final out. I think they'll do well to get out the group stage. But I do think they'll get out the group stage. I think last quarter-final will be a success in the Champions League. You can see the big steelworks there. So you see, when you travel, it's so much more than the 90 minutes. You can see people having a laugh with the mates. You can even have a drink of coffee. I'm sure everyone in here is just having a nice coffee. I'm not sponsored by them at all. It doesn't even taste any good. Favourite United song, boys? We're near the end. Go on.
Sung at the proper speed, the calypso.
Why do United fans sing the songs too fast? Why can't we sing normally?
It's a hot way. In fact, it's a stress for them, really, isn't it? Because away it's not so bad, but it just turns into a rap. But away from home, proper speed, the calypso.
The Tottenham fans and Southampton fans sing at the right pace.
They all went this Spurs. I don't know what it is, but they just get giddy, don't they?
Steve, I like the 12 days of Canton.
Ideal Champions League group.
Exactly the right time.
Ideal Champions League group. Right, we're getting loads more questions coming in now.
Napoli.
What's quicker, the Monkey Bus or Thomas Cook?
Thomas Cook's cheaper.
Ideal Champions League group.
Napoli.
You need to be asking a professional football journalist this, because I've not looked into who it should be. I'd love Barcelona because I think they're vulnerable. Can we play them? Right, okay. As I say,
you can have Madrid.
You need to no. Real Madrid will batter us again. Where do we need to go to?
Napoli.
Naples.
Yeah,
Naples would be brilliant. The atmosphere is great. So football city.
And it's proper.
It'd be rough.
Somewhere in Israel.
It'd be rough.
I've still never been Israel.
That'd be good.
Few days in Sorrento.
If we get Celtic, do Thomas Cook still get to?
I don't know if Thomas Cook be doing to Celtic.
Do they?
16 quid to get on train. What's your favourite Lord's timepiece?
Sevilla.
Seville.
Sevilla is a great city. What's your favourite Lord's timepiece? We've been there, right? Can't believe they came back and advertised. We're doing a podcast from this trip, by the way. If you don't listen to the podcast, we'll be linking to them. And you can subscribe to this channel. Yeah, just ask me what you want. I'm doing nothing else at the moment. Just, bit of live TV.
What did you see in Liz Early that no one's won?
Liz Early. I'm a happily married man.
What about Liz Early?
So we've done 29 minutes. I'm going to give you 5 more minutes for any questions. if you've got any. We're coming into traffic now outside Swansea. We'll do a podcast after the game, and there's no more. You've got 1 more minute to send some more questions through. We've asked all the questions. I can see that loads of people are listening to this. Try and subscribe to this channel. We're just experimenting, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't. Maybe we'll do some video diaries from European away games like we did for years. We were doing them in the 90s. You've got 40 seconds to get a question through, because there's some other questions and I've left them on my computer down at the back of the coach. Who do you want to draw in the Champions League? One team or City? Where would you love to go for an away game this season? Go on.
Cowden Beef.
Cowden Beef.
Never could play Celtic.
Right, one word answer. Who do you want in the Champions League?
Madrid.
Real Madrid again?
Beat them.
Celtic.
Celtic, G1. Don't matter where.
Celtic. Kenny? Celtic. Everyone wants Celtic.
Bruges, if they're in it.
Bruges. Why? The walk to the ground takes ages.
Barca. I've never been.
Barcelona.
Yeah.
Steve, when's Ted coming on the monkey bus? That's a question. When's Ted coming on the monkey bus? This is our driver here. Are you allowed to talk while you're driving or not really?
No, not while he's drinking.
Sorry, he's drinking. No, he's not really drinking. They're very professional, our drivers, bringing us all the way down from Manchester. So I'm gonna.
How you find the England job, by the way?
Enjoy the day, lads. Be proper loud. It's from Sandman. So I'm getting slated here for looking like Gareth fucking Southgate. Jesus Christ. Right. So say goodbye, everybody, to people listening around the world, watching. Loads of you have been recognised.
United! 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 United!
Until next time, don't know when that'll be. Goodbye.